Like any other marketing campaign, you're going to have to understand what your consumers are seeking. In social media, it's even more important because social media is a medium that doesn't exist unless you are social. So unless you're communicating with your audience, it doesn't work. It's not a one-way communication tool like a TV ad or a newspaper ad where you're just projecting information out there. Social media exists because you have collaboration between you and your customers or your audience to make that media in existence. So what I would recommend is that you need to do some research about your industry. So for example, I talked to various people out here. Someone is in the modeling industry. If you're in the modeling industry and you have a company, for example, that has models, and you know that you have some competitors, you want to do research on what your competitors are already doing in social media to understand how they're attracting people to them. And you also want to understand what they're doing as far as different promotions and different ways that they're getting eyeballs on their page and on their company to really be able to know if that's something that you want to be doing. You also want to do research on what other companies are doing so you can get an idea of if their audiences are responding to it. So if you're in the insurance industry and you know that a lot of people are out there seeking insurance, but they have a lot of questions that they need answered. You want to find out what questions they're asking and what questions are not being answered. If you know what questions aren't being answered, you can craft your social media in a way where you're being a resource to people so that they'll come to you, and when they come to you, they understand that you are someone that's going to help them and provide them with information. And also one thing that I want to bring up is that a lot of people, before they start social media, they automatically say, well, I want to know how much money I'm going to make from this. So people need to get the mindset away from how much money you're going to make on social media, because social media is not a regular traditional media channel like TV or radio, so you need to stop measuring it as though it were. When you used to place radio commercials, I worked in the radio industry, you would spend $500 on a commercial and you'd want to know, how much am I going to make from that? That's not the way that social media works. Social media is a best practice for you to participate in, and when you are there, you'll start seeing people coming to you and asking questions and being more interactive. That way when they need you, they know you're there as a resource. So again, first step, do your research and find out what information is out there. That way your post can be educational, your post can really relate to your audience, and you'll be able to connect with your audience in a way that lets them know that you've been listening to them and you're here to satisfy their needs.